Hello, everyone. This is Mahlena Ray Johnson for Nerdy Girls with Mahlena Ray Johnson. And today's topic is You Are Not the Only One, but My Book Is. Okay, it is April 25th, 2018. And who am I? I'm Mahlena Ray Johnson, and I went to Loyola Marymount University for film school. I went to the University of Southern California for business school, where I got my MBA in marketing, entertainment, and entrepreneurship. And over the past 10 years, I have done hundreds of informational interviews and coffee chats. I've attended hundreds of networking events and conferences, and I've connected with thousands of people. So if you are here to get help with your networking and you want to get out and make a bigger career or make a bigger business for yourself, and you know that if you're an awkward introvert, that's the way you need to do it, then you're in the right place. I'm immensely qualified to help you. So today, we are going to talk about You Are Not the Only One, but My Book Is. So specifically, my book, Love It a Luau, is my fourth book. It is available for pre-order right now on Amazon, and it comes out on May 1st. So if you want to get it in your box the quickest way possible, you should go to Amazon right now. The link is in the description, and get your copy of the book. It is a romance novel about a refugee suffering from PTSD who is scared to fall in love with a single dad. So I want to talk about my book specifically as it relates to diversity and inclusion. As many of you may know, my book stars. The main character of the book is named Casey. She is a 34-year-old woman who is from Southern California, and she happens to be Chicana. The book takes place on an island named Halekapua, which is imaginary, so don't look it up. It is 3 hours south of Hawaii by boat, and the two main love interests, two of the main love interests in the book are both men of Asian and Pacific Islander descent. So the reason I am saying that you're not the only one, because there's so many of you out there, and you can identify different people who are very much like you, even though it may be a little hard sometimes. My book is the only one out there that I found on Amazon. And this is not something that I was excited to find out. I found it out as I was writing the book over the past year, and as I was looking up other titles to compare it to, so that I could know what to put in the description of the book on Amazon. And I knew it was going to be a romance, so I was like, okay. And then I knew it was going to be a multicultural romance because it involves a Chicano woman and not a Chicano man. So there are no Chicano men in the book. So if she has a romance, it has to be interracial or multicultural. So I was like, all right, I'm going to figure out where I can find other books like that. And it was really difficult. It was not just that this was a book taking place in Hawaii, which is also kind of hard to find in romance, which is weird. I'm like, people honeymoon in Hawaii all the time. Why aren't there more romance novels about it? I don't know. Then it started getting weirder and weirder as I kept going down each of the descriptions. So if you look on Amazon, you'll find that there are different types of romance novels. There's contemporary, there's historical, there's African American, not Black, African American. So if you have a Black character, they better be American, or you're not going to be able to categorize it on Amazon. No other distinctions of other ethnicities, though, just African American, because I guess that's what people are looking for. But there's also romantic comedy, which mine falls under. So my book is under Kindle Books Multicultural Romance and Kindle Books Romance Romantic Comedy. I could only pick two. And there wasn't a Latina offering. There wasn't Asian or Pacific Islander, Asian American. No, none of that was there. And there is multicultural and interracial, which always creeps me out. And multicultural is fine. The interracial is like, ugh. But I couldn't find that many interracial romantic comedies on Amazon. I couldn't find that many books involving Asian I couldn't find that many romance novels involving Asian characters except the Asian billionaire types of books that are usually Asian man, black woman. A black woman goes somewhere in Asia to find her Asian billionaire, and that was pretty much it. There weren't that many books that involved Chicana, Latina, Latino, Hispanic, Latinx characters at all. I mean, there are a few, but then it was like, and then you had to really dig, and then it became like, is this actually about a Latina person? I don't know. And that makes just this, in the designations on their own, make it the only one out there, the only romantic comedy that I could find about Latina people. The only romantic comedy that I could find about Asian Pacific Islander people. The only romantic comedy that I could find about multicultural romance. And all these things combined, and I'm like, I can't be the only person who thought of something like this, but I'm the only person who put it on Amazon or has it on Amazon right now. And that's frustrating because it's sad to me because it's 2018. It's April 25th, 2018. And it made me think of Crazy Rich Asians. Now, this movie is from a book. You may know I've been posting the trailer in various groups that I'm in. I don't know if I posted on my page, maybe, but it's a movie based on this book, and so far the book is way too fluffy for me and needs more plot, needs to get to the point quicker. But this is going to be the movie. This is the Black Panther for Asian people. It's like, if this movie succeeds, then Asian people really go to see movies. Except it's like, no, they're 60% of the world. The second largest box office is in China. India has over 1 billion people, and India is the largest English-speaking country on the planet. But we still have to, and it doesn't take place in India, it takes place in Singapore. But somehow this movie has to prove that Asian people are bankable at the box office, like Black Panther had to prove. Except that the difference is, if Black Panther didn't do well, I mean, it was going to do well anyway. If it didn't do well, there's still going to be movies with Black people. Like they're not going to be as many, not as many, but they're still going to be there. There's still going to be TV shows with Black people in them. There might not be American-made movies with Asian people in them for a while if Crazy Rich Asians doesn't go well. And the problem is not the fact that the actual controversy is that there are people in the movie that are Hapa, and they are not full Chinese, and some of them are not Chinese at all. And there has been controversy swirling around this because of how they're supposed to be in Singapore and being of Chinese descent, and that's important to the book. And it's unfortunate because that is a valid discussion to have. The problem is that there should be 10 other movies coming out with all Asian descent casts, so we could have the discussion instead of having every actor of some Asian or Pacific Islander descent trying to get into this movie because it's the only one, and it shouldn't be the only one. And my book shouldn't be the only one about a Chicana woman who happens to be in business development and wants to go have a romance in an island off the coast of Hawaii. Like, why aren't there more nerdy Latina romance novels, or just nerdy Latina books in general? There are not that many that I have found, and I've been looking. So, oh yes, and Tim Burton. So the problem that arises is, in contrast to this argument of, it was when I'm working on my fifth book. It's called But You Have No Idea. It's about it's a parallel novel to Love It or Luau with different characters, and these characters actually come up at the end. But the issue that I was having this week is trying to imagine who these characters were. And the main character's name is Noah, and she happens to be a woman who is an American of Native Hawaiian descent. And that is really hard to find in actors who are working. Now, I know that there are lots of actors who are out there who are of Native Hawaiian descent. I just can't find them because that's not necessarily listed as the first thing of, this is who I am, or any Pacific Islander descent at all. And it's not that they don't exist. It's that I'm not a casting director, so this isn't my job, so I don't have the resources to do this. The frustrating part is that there are casting directors whose job it is, who have budgets for various movies, and they're too lazy to actually go out and find people to fill these roles. The roles that would be in my book, if it were to be turned into a movie, are Noah, who is an American of Native Hawaiian descent on both sides, Moro, who was born in Egypt but was adopted by an Egyptian Jewish family, and his birth mother is Pakistani. He doesn't know about his father. The third one is Antonio, who is Chinese. Who is not Chinese. He is American of Chinese descent from Mexico and Jamaica. And the fourth person is Sasha, who is a Black American. So it's very easy to find a Black American. It is not as easy to find Chinese people of Jamaican descent and Mexican descent who can inform that topic, or either or. Both would be great, but those people aren't thought about. And I think about my books and I'm like, am I trying too hard to, and these are just Americans. These are just American people who have some, well, Moro grew up more in a, with British influence, but this isn't even talking about countries that I have never even visited before. Not that I visited Egypt. I tried, but didn't work out. Tim Burton, yes. I think of Tim Burton complaining about one episode of The Brady Bunch, and where there were 3 boys who were in foster care who this white family wanted to adopt, and he complained that since there was a Chinese boy and a Black boy in the show, that what was the Brady Bunch doing trying to do something with diversity? And I'm like, it was one episode. They had barely 3 lines among them, and it was supposed to be a spin-off of the show to make another show, and then you never saw them again. I never saw anyone of Asian descent on the Brady Bunch, and I remember seeing one Black person on the Brady Bunch. There might have been others after that. So, but Tim Burton's all like, I can't believe they're trying to do something with diversity. One episode in I don't know how many episodes in a Cousin Oliver season, and he's so agitated about that, and I'm like, and I'm feeling over here feeling like, am I doing enough to make sure that people of various colors are represented? Because it is hard to find people who are representative of those ethnicities that I mentioned that have darker skin. A lot of light-skinned actors get more privilege to be in these movies, and then that's the inspiration, and I don't want that. I want it to be actually reflective of multiple colors of people. And I think that was all the thing. Yes, there's still a need for diversity and inclusion in every other industry. And what I wanted to impart to you is that if you have thoughts of like, am I the only one thinking this? You're not the only one thinking this. And it doesn't even have to do with diversity, inclusion, or entertainment and media. If you have a thought and you think something's a little off, there's probably someone else thinking that too. I know I'm not the only person who said to themselves, I'd really like to have a romance novel about a Latina person who is a professional woman and hooks up with another professional man. Like, it's not that out there. But I remember hearing someone say that a man who was a Latino man who is a lawyer had to say that he was a lawyer when he was pitching his series about a Latino lawyer to convince someone that Latino lawyers exist. Like there aren't lawyers all over the world? Of course there are. So, okay, you're not the only one thinking things. I'm not the only one thinking things. But right now, my book is the only multicultural romantic comedy about a Latina, a Chicana Latina, and Asian Pacific Islander man or two that is nerdy and geeky and takes place in Hawaii and it probably takes place anywhere in the world. And I wish it wasn't that way. So I'd love if you have similar stories, write them, comment. Email me at fornerdygirls@gmail.com if you've ever thought you were the only one thinking something, or if you're the only one doing something. And if you know that you want to get your networking skills up to par or up to where you know they can be, even though you're an awkward introvert like me, then email me at fornerdygirls@gmail.com and we will set up a strategy session for you and make a plan. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.